matching. Look at that, that's so cute. Look at me, sorry. Peace and blessings, guys. Welcome to yet another YouTube video. Today, I'm gonna be talking to you guys about, I don't wanna say a touchy subject, but something that I would like to get off of my heart of why I decided not to go to college after graduating from high school. Listen, y'all, I've heard all different sides of stories. I've heard from people who said my decision was very bold. I've heard from people who said that I shouldn't have done what I did. And honestly, I'm not here to live in this lifetime to worry about what other people say. I only care about what God says to me in my heart. And I believe that, you know, God allows you to walk through life in certain ways to be a testimony for other people. And I'm not saying this is one of them, but to be boldly out in faith, you know, it's not something that God does not see. But I'm going to share with you guys why I decided not to go to college after graduating high school and what it's been like since. So before we jump into why I decided not to go to college, I kind of want to give you guys a glimpse of high school Imagine, kind of like freshman to senior year in high school. So I went to a Christian private school my whole entire life, and with being in that community, it's definitely, I'm not gonna say a lot of peer pressure, but you feel like there's a calling for your life. And for me, I've always had a passion for acting and performing arts and stage and theater. And there was not a lot of people in my community at, you know, the school I attended to while I was in high school that shared that same interest. So no, did I think that was a weakness? No, not at all. I actually thought it was a way for me to use my talents to glorify God and to bring glory to Him. And there's been numerous occasions where I, you know, had the opportunity to do plays for my school. I did one my senior year, and a lot of people, you know, heard that I was into acting, and I balanced a lot of acting with school, and not a lot of people knew about that. But to be able to perform and do a play for my school, it was definitely like an eye-opening moment for, I think, a lot of people to see, like, yeah, I'm very serious about this, and I balance this and school. So yeah, it's something that I'm passionate about. A lot of people, you know, saw that in me, and I thought it was a beautiful thing. Transitioning from that, when things started to get a little shaky, so to say, where I was really questioning my future decisions, was of course junior year of high school, where everyone decides that you have to figure out your life and your career junior year and senior year of high school. And that's scary for any teenager to fully grasp and understand, let alone figure out their passion in life. So as a normal individual, or I'd rather not say a normal individual, but as a young person, I decided to pursue a career of my passion, and that was acting for stage and theater, and possibly, potentially, film and television in the future. So trying to say that to my guidance counselor during the time, it was hard because not everybody sees the vision like you do, and nobody really understands the passion that you have that God has given you, because, you know, God gives you that dream. He didn't give that dream to him/her, it was for you. So me saying boldly, oh, I want to be an actor, I just remember in that moment him following up saying, well, what's your plan B? And honestly, I may have, you know, took it a bit in a sensitive way. I was just like, there is no plan B. This is what I want, and I know I'm going to do it. And he was just like, well, keep your options open, of course, but if you were to have another backup, what it would be. And I told him, like, I just literally pulled anything out of my head and was just like, pediatrician. And of course he had the resources for that and everything, but I remember leaving that office or that room and the rest of the day being just so upset. I just remember the rest of that school day just feeling so defeated, and not defeated in the sense that I can't do this, but not a lot of people are going to see the vision like I do. And in that moment, I realized that the only person that, sees the vision is me. And I didn't want to put it on my shoulders to try to prove nothing to anybody, but I just wanted to be able to stand true to my word. If this is something that I wanted to do, I'm going to have to go for it full-heartedly. And to be able to do that ever since then and not have felt peer pressured into doing something that I didn't feel as though God laid on my heart, I think that's just a huge testimony of big faith. And I'm proud of where I am now. It's not where I desire to be, of course, in my life, because of course I want to be able to do this as a lifestyle, to be able to be paid for this, to be creative, to play characters that is different than who I am, to, not so to say be famous, but to be able to play for the rest of my life. I think that's something that it's going to take time, something that, I didn't think school was for at that moment. But of course, there's always resources. There's always something new to learn, whether it's in a university or if it's, I don't want to say in life, but there's other resources for education. There's master classes, there's literal teachers and acting studios that teach from the source. So transitioning from graduating high school and then whole life comes to a complete pause with COVID. Yeah, after high school and COVID hit, life really put me in a spiral. I felt lost, I felt defeated, I felt as though that, God forsaken me, but there was bigger things at hand with the world spiraling apart. So it really puts you in a humbling perspective. So with that being said, I really had to figure out ways of remaining a student, whether that was through reading, whether that was through master classes online, whether that was through Zoom classes. I had to find a way to remain, keep my head in the books, so to say, stay focused. And kind of when COVID was clearing up and, the whole world was talking about shots and booster shots and things like that, that's when my family and I were just like, we gotta take that leap of faith, we gotta do it, because who knows what's gonna happen with COVID. Things are kind of clearing up, so that's a good sign. Is it fully away? No, I don't think so, but at least things are being controlled, so to say. But that's when my family and I were just like, let's take this huge leap of faith and go to Los Angeles, and let's see what that's going to be like for not just you, because you have a younger sister that's watching you as well. So I got to see what that's like for my younger sister, which was very, 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 very great. She's doing amazing in the voiceover world. So with everything I'm saying, and there wasn't a criteria that I had to not go to college, like there wasn't some type of playbook that I had. I do believe school is very important and very beneficial. It's a way for you to remain focused every day, have something to do so you don't feel as though you have nothing to live for. And I'm not saying that's kind of how I felt, but school gives you structure. So with what I did, I had to create my own structure, create a way for me to be creative, but also give me the stepping stones for my career to go to the next level, whether that's through networking in classes, auditing classes via Zoom, networking with people, creating your own talk show to network with people and to build connections and to genuinely ask your questions and share it with other people as well. It was kind of my way of being like, hey, listen, I didn't take this life thing like everybody else, and that was very scary to me, but I knew that God had me. I knew that, I don't want to say that God will honor, me trusting in Him, but I want the work and faith to go hand in hand, because faith without works is dead. It's literally set in stone, written in stone like that. But with everything going on and with the world changing, it was definitely on some big faith to not have gone to college like a lot of my peers did, and to still pursue after this and to kind of keep going and to feel as though like I know my opportunity is coming. I know I'm next. God's in the neighborhood. I have so many people in my life right now who are succeeding, who are doing what they love, and it's so awe-inspiring. With that being said, I know that God is around the corner because he's literally in the neighborhood. I share all this to encourage somebody out there, to let you guys know that this thing called life, it puts you on different paths, and that's not to make you feel weak or less than. It's made for you to share your testimony down the road because this world is ever changing. Guys, I'm not saying college is wrong or evil or scam. Ugh, I hear it all. But there are ways to learn and grow that doesn't require the everyday sheep in the flock type of living. And I don't think I'm a better person because I didn't go to college. I don't think that, I don't think that at all. That's not where my head is at. What my heart is really trying to say is that I'm glad with the decision I made because it allowed me to stay confident in my faith and in my word and what God laid on my heart. And it's going to allow me to have a very powerful testimony and for others to hear my journey and to not necessarily walk in the footsteps, but to know that there are endless possibilities in this thing called life. You just have to be able to make that bold decision. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning into this YouTube video. This was something that I was scared to talk about because people have different perspective on these type of things, but I want people to know that it's possible. Anything is possible in this thing called life, and what God has for you and on your heart, it's for you and for you alone. And I'm blessed and grateful to have people in my life, let alone family, friends, just people in my life who encourage me, who remind me of who I am and whose I am, and just allow me to grow as a young lady, as a creative, as an artist, as an actor, as someone who wants to live a life fully and boldly while also bringing honor to God's name. And I'm going to do that, and I encourage you guys to do that as well. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole shebang. I'm going to be posting all and everything that I've learned. Y'all gonna hear from me. I'll tell y'all that. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.